There's a moment in the new trailer for the final season of The Boys that freezes you in your seat. A moment so brutal, so personal, so strangely emotional. It almost feels like we're intruding on something we were never meant to see. Homelander, the most invincible, emotionally broken man-child in television, is on his knees, pounding someone into the ground with a rage that looks less like victory and more like heartbreak. This isn't the casual slaughter we're used to from him. This isn't a tantrum or a flex of dominance. This feels like pain. So today we're gonna break it down, frame by frame, clue by clue, psychology, power scaling, character arcs, all of it. Because the question is simple: who is Homelander beating to death? Let's start with the obvious. Homelander doesn't look like Homelander in this shot. Yes, the brutality is familiar, but the expression isn't. He looks conflicted, almost wounded. His face is tense, not furious. Like he's forcing himself to do something he wishes he didn't have to. That alone tells us whoever is under him is someone he knows, someone important, someone he didn't want to kill, but decided he has no choice. And that immediately narrows the list. This isn't A-Train, not Deep, not a random suit protester. Homelander only hesitates with people who mean something to him, and there are only two possibilities. Clue number one, the environment. The fight is not happening at the Vought concentration camp we see earlier in the trailer. Different lighting, different debris, different walls. That means this confrontation is taking place in a different location, somewhere private, isolated, and important. Trailers always mix footage to confuse us. So many people assume the scenes are connected. They're not. This beating is later. It's personal. It's the emotional core of Homelander's arc. And that leads us to the next clue. And the answer might be the darkest turn the show has ever taken. Clue number two is the damage on Homelander's suit. Homelander's chest plate is cracked and scorched. It's burned. We've only ever seen two characters capable of doing that: Soldier Boy and Ryan. But Soldier Boy's blasts spread outward. They tear walls apart. They level rooms. The room behind Homelander here, still intact. No green glow, no shockwave debris. So that leaves one option: Ryan's heat vision, which means the person Homelander was fighting fought back, and they fought back with heat vision powerful enough to damage him. That's not A-Train, not Deep, not Kimiko, not even Starlight. Only one character fits the power signature, and that's Ryan. Clue number three is the look on Homelander's face. This is the biggest giveaway. Homelander only makes that face one other time in the entire series, when he killed Black Noir. That tiny flicker of regret, that fracture in the mask, that moment where the facade trembles. Homelander doesn't feel guilt often. He doesn't feel empathy, but when he feels abandonment, it hits him like nothing else. He killed Noir because Noir betrayed him by hiding the truth about his father. Now imagine Ryan, the one person Homelander believes is his chance to build a legacy. Imagine Ryan choosing Butcher over him. Imagine Ryan rejecting him. For someone as emotionally stunted as Homelander, that rejection would feel like a betrayal. There's a theory circling online that Homelander is killing A-Train, but there's just no way, like absolutely not. Homelander doesn't hesitate with A-Train or care about A-Train. He abuses him constantly. He has no emotional attachment to him. There would be no regret, no hesitation, no trembling lip, no pain in the eyes. The trailer shows emotion. A-Train isn't worth emotion, and Homelander's response to betrayal is violence, but not gleeful violence. Wounded violence. Exactly the face we see in the trailer. Soldier Boy is possible, but extremely unlikely. Why? Because Soldier Boy is the show's chaos card. They won't kill him off screen or in a half-obscured trailer moment. If Homelander kills Soldier Boy, it will be a massive, marketed, high-budget showdown. Also, the body on the ground is too small. Soldier Boy is bigger, bulkier, heavier. This figure is slimmer, more Ryan-sized. And again, the scorch mark matches heat vision, not radiation blasts. I think season 4 has one goal, and that's forcing Ryan to choose who he truly is. Homelander's son or Becca's son. Last season, Homelander created a dangerous bond with him. Ryan is being groomed, manipulated, taught to reject humanity, trained to idolize power, but guilt still eats at him, confusion still controls him, Becca's memory still haunts him. This season will push him to the breaking point, and eventually he will stand up to his father. father. And when he does, Homelander will see it as the ultimate betrayal, basically the final straw, the unforgivable sin, and that brings us back to the beating. Here's the most likely explanation. Ryan finally confronts Homelander. Maybe he tries to protect someone. Maybe he sides with Butcher. Maybe he refuses to hurt innocent people. Homelander tries to control him. Ryan fights back. Heat vision hits Homelander's suit. The crack we see. The room gets destroyed. They clash. Homelander overpowers him. And then, in a moment of rage, grief, and twisted pain, Homelander beats his own son nearly to death. Not because he wants to kill him, but because he can't accept losing him. It's a twisted, horrifying Shakespearean tragedy, exactly the kind of psychological cruelty the show loves. If Ryan dies, or even gets critically injured, Butcher's last shred of restraint evaporates. Remember, Butcher has already lost Becca, his morality, his humanity, his trust from the boys. The only thing left anchoring him to the idea of redemption, the only thing stopping him from becoming the comic version of himself, is Ryan. Homelander taking Ryan away would be the spark that turns Butcher into a monster, not a villain, not a hero, a force of nature, a man with nothing to lose and no reason to hesitate. The final battle becomes personal in a way we've never seen. Whether Ryan dies or not, one thing is guaranteed. This moment becomes the emotional backbone of the season. Homelander will lose the last person he cares about. Butcher will lose the last person keeping him human. Their final confrontation becomes inevitable. A fight not about power, not about politics, not about Vought, but about grief, about loss, about two men who failed the same boy for different reasons and now must destroy each other to feel whole again. So, who is Homelander beating to death? The clues in the trailer, the damage on his suit, the emotional expression, the size of the body, the narrative symmetry, they all point to one heartbreaking answer. It's Ryan. Or at the very least, it's Ryan being beaten within an inch of his life. This scene is the emotional trigger for the entire final season. The moment everything collapses. The moment Homelander truly breaks. The moment Butcher becomes the devil he spent years fighting. And the moment the boys transforms from a satire into a tragedy. Let me know what you think in the comments. Who do you believe Homelander is killing? And what does it mean for the final season? Because whatever happens, this ending, it won't be pretty. Before we close this theory out, we need to talk about something crucial, because the boys' marketing team is sneaky, very sneaky, and this scene, this brutal, heartbreaking moment of Homelander pounding someone into the floor, we cannot trust it at face value. This is how you create confusion. This is how you spark theories. This is how you keep the internet talking, which means, even though all signs still point to Ryan, we have to leave room for the possibility that this is a Frankenstein edit, a combination of different scenes stitched together to hide the truth, and that only makes the mystery stronger.